Going on, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the Pick and Pop podcast. My name is Bryan, and I'm alongside.
Aldrin.
And today's episode is called MVP Race. How was your week?
Week was pretty good, man. We hung out yesterday, me and you. We went to my parents' anniversary. Thank you for coming by. We had a good time. It was always laughter and you know how it goes when you're family. You've been in my life for a long time, so it was cool to have you there.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite. I had a blast with the fam.
Yeah, my parents were just like, oh, okay. Like it was just normal.
Yeah, it was great. Just great food, great vibes. It was a really good time. Yeah, my week was pretty good too. I went to the party yesterday. Chilled with family throughout the week, and just kind of just relaxed. Things like that. So it wasn't bad. Just played some video games. It was chill.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Watching some NBA games. Today it's going to be an MVP race. So we're going to be looking at the three candidates for the MVP award: Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, and Jokic. So we're going to start off with Joel Embiid. He's having a hell of a season this year.
Yeah.
When you look at his numbers, he's averaging like 33.5 points per game, 10 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 54% from the field. He's leading the league in scoring by half a point over Luka, 33.5. I think Luka's averaging 33 a game, and the only big men to ever average 30 plus a game throughout a season was like Wilt Chamberlain.
Shaq.
No, Shaq was close. He had 29. Shaq, Kareem.
Oh, Kareem, yeah.
Yeah, Kareem. Wilt, Kareem, and Jokic. I mean, not Jokic, Joel Embiid. So that's huge. We haven't really seen that, in a while. So, what do you think Joel Embiid is MVP?
Top three for me. He's my MVP. He was my MVP last year too, and I think there was another year that he was a MVP candidate too. I think the following year before that, I want to say 2020.
He's been in the running these past few years with Jokic winning. Yeah, both. Like he kind of has that. It's like Karl Malone in the '90s, where he kept falling short to Jordan, so then he finally kind of broke through and got his MVP award.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid is just balling. We were talking about off air. He has offensively the total package.
He's
back to the basket.
He's that 2K player that you just build a team around. You know what I'm talking about? Remember when you played 2K back in the day? Like if you played with like a Shaq, and then you would just build around Shaq, and you'd put him on a random squad. It's kind of like one of those. You could build around Joel, and I think people are shooting themselves in the foot, especially the Cavs. They could have drafted him number 1 overall. They took Andrew Wiggins, and then the Bucks took Jabari Parker, and then the third pick was the Sixers, and they were smart. They took Embiid.
Yeah, man.
It was a gamble, but it's paying off, man.
Yeah, Joel is one of the most skilled big men we've ever seen. Outside of Hakeem, Hakeem is in this whole other realm. Like that dude was a beast. but Joel is a 3-level scorer and a two-way player because he could defend.
Yeah, at the highest level.
At the highest level, really great defender.
Yeah,
he's been pretty healthy this year, I would say. Compared to other years, I always feel kind of iffy with him just because the back issues he came into the league with, and he just always has these knick-knack injuries. But he's been pretty healthy this year. I mean, put Philly on his back. Obviously, Harden isn't what he used to be, but still serviceable second, third option on a championship team.
Harden looks good for what he's doing. I'm okay with it. The roster is good. The roster is decent. I mean, it's one of those situations where I would love to see this guy win a chip. I told you this. It's like he has to win a chip. And then I think if he wins one chip, he will cement himself as top big. He's still a top big no matter what, but he would really cement himself if he got that ring and the MVP.
Yeah, it would be huge for his legacy getting an MVP and again getting that. Because, like I said, he's one of the most skilled big men of all time. If you compare him to other bigs like Shaq was more dominant, of course, and
Hmm.
Shaq had great footwork in the paint, but he was obviously more skilled than Shaq was offensively.
A little
I
early,
just
but do you think he's an MVP? Not an MVP, a Hall of Fame?
yeah, I would put him in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it is early. He doesn't have like the same accolades as like a Shaq or something like that, but I think he'll definitely be a Hall of Famer as long as he stays healthy. I mean, he's probably if he doesn't get it this year, MVP, it's coming soon, so he's gonna
Yeah.
have the MVP. But I think his career, his numbers, and all that. I think he's justified to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, if Bill Walton's in there, then
Yeah.
Bill was great. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he didn't have
Yeah.
like a great career just because of the injuries, and he's in there. So why not
Yeah.
Joel?
Bill turned vegan, and I think that messed him up.
Yeah,
That's my personal opinion. I have a whole. Obviously, this is not a show about like how to eat healthy, but I think
yeah.
that's what messed him up.
It's hard to be like a vegan and playing like sports. I feel like I
You can't do
very
it.
rarely goes successful. Like, because Chris Paul did that too, right? And he's not like it didn't make him
He's
super
always
healthy or anything. Yeah,
he's always
he's still
having
living.
knickknacks, man. You got to eat meat. I mean, it sounds horrible, but you at least be a vegetarian or something. But you have to substitute that meat, and it's hard for the that vegan. Not to take away from being a vegan. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's fine, and I'm perfectly fine with it. I have friends who are vegans, but they don't play sports.
Yeah, that's a whole nother animal. Like, I don't see how you could do that. I've never really seen it done that successful.
Yeah, me
A lot
neither.
of athletes they'll say like, "Oh, I'm doing it and I feel great, my body feels great," but I feel like they don't really last long. Like,
No. So part of Joel Embiid's success, because I was reading about like some things like off air, um, he is eating better. Because did you notice last year he didn't really get hurt?
no, no.
He was
He
out
was,
for like a few games, nothing crazy.
yeah,
Um, and this year he looks, if you look at him like on the court, he looks healthy. He's not huffing and puffing. Because but this guy's diet used to be like, because you got to understand he's a kid.
yeah. I mean, I seen him in person this year at the Celtics game. He looked like he was in pretty good shape.
Yeah,
He's taking care of himself, and
he's
I'm
definitely
happy.
taking care of himself. And he's just dominating everyone. And everyone respects him. You see everybody all if you watch the games closely with Philly, everybody's running out to the three-point line because he can kill you on the outside, the
Yep.
inside. The face-up game is nuts. His footwork is if he starts playing with you with his feet, he's gonna make the shot. What he's doing is he's literally like a modern this is like Elijah one in the modern era.
Yeah. He's probably like closest thing we have to
That's the
Elijah.
closest thing to, and he said in an interview he back in the day, and I think he's from Congo,
Yeah.
he's or Cameroon, one of those. He said that he watched the Elijah Wan tapes, and that's how he learned how to do footwork. And I'm pretty sure he played soccer. Pretty sure.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, he's really skilled. He was hitting some Kobe shots the other game. I forgot who he was playing against, but like he was double teamed, hit a turnaround, fade away. I was like, that's some Kobe like MJ shit. Like that's
Yeah,
crazy for a big to be doing that.
yeah. Seven. He's more than 7 feet too, and he's just doing that. So, the NBA is in good hands as far as the bigs because now we got like not to like get off topic, but Chet's coming back next year, and
Mhm.
I, for some reason, think that Chet is going to be good. I don't know what it is. I think he's corny as hell.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think he's corny. I'm not even playing. I think he's corny, but I think his game is going to be good. He's going to be that top center in the West too, with Joker, along Joker, and you got Aiton in there, obviously. But I think he's coming. I think, and then we got Vic. Victor's coming, so the NBA is
Mhm.
going to be in some good hands. The bigs are coming back. And
Yeah,
we've predicted this a while ago, remember?
yeah. It was in a
There was like a
slump.
drought.
Yeah,
It was
huge
like
drought.
DeMarcus Cousins, right? Versus everyone. It was like DeMarcus Cousins and Andre Drummond
Right, Dwight.
and
That was
Dwight.
pretty much it. Yeah, because like at one point it was kind of just Shaq and Yao, and Shaq started going down, and Yao was the number one big, and then he got hurt, and then Dwight came, and it was just kind of like it was not downward. But now, like say, we got Jokic, we got Towns, we got
Yeah.
Embiid, Victor's coming, Chet, like even Zion, like what I mean, even though he's undersized, but like
Aiton is
Aiden,
actually a big top big. Yeah.
yeah, Aiden, like there's a lot of like bigs right now in the league, so it's in good hands for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, with like Joel, like he's had also a great season. Like he had a 59-point game early on in the season against the Jazz.
Yeah.
He had some
Oh,
40
I
point
remember
games.
earlier. Oof.
Yeah, like barbecue chicken. Like he's
Larry
going.
Markkinen couldn't guard him.
Yeah, Larry. Nah, no, he got no
Nah, he
answers for
couldn't.
him.
I felt bad for Laurie. Laurie came up to him and was just like, "Hey, man." He
Yeah.
like hugged him. He was like, "Hey, man, I appreciate you." Like, there's nothing you could do. He was just killing them.
Nah, you can't shut him down. Like it's a team effort to slow him down. Like one on one, you're not stopping him.
No, 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 no,
It's
no.
it's funny though because like with Joel Embiid, I kind of struggle between him and Jokic. I'll kind of give my final answer at the end of the episode, but like for MVP candidate, but like Joel Embiid, I know with the Sixers, if they kind of falter this year, let's say they got knocked down the first or second round, I could see him wanting to be out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But at that point, if he's gonna be out, I mean, let me ask you this: where should he go? Because at this point, you have to win a chip because of the caliber of player you are. I mean,
Yeah.
he's so he's a superstar. That's a
Hmm.
guy you. That's a guy you go see. That's a guy you pay money, season tickets to go see. Philly
Yep.
has that answer. Philly has a superstar, and that's him.
Yep.
So
Two-way superstar.
two-way superstar, three-level scorer. So at that point, it's like where would you go if you were Joel Embiid? At this point, it's kind of like you have to do the contender thing. Do you have to go to a big market like LA, or like do you have to do the big markets like Boston, New York?
New York
New
would
York
be
got something
crazy.
cooking over there. New York, oh
Yeah.
man, Julius Randle's legit, man.
Yeah, he's
He's
legit.
legit.
He's a
I
star.
respect him.
Yeah.
I know there's previous episodes on our pod where I was talking down on Julius, and
Yeah, me too.
I want to apologize. Julius Randle is that dude.
Yeah, he's balling. He's probably like a top 15 player right now.
He is a top 15 player.
He's
Julius
balling.
Randle is that dude. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a spike in jersey sales. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure people are gonna buy his jersey.
and the Knicks, that would be a great front court. You got Embiid, you got Randall in the front court. Like, what I mean? Like the offense is just so much like so open now because like
So at
Joel
that
can stretch the floor.
it's like you got it. It's like it's a bust now at this point. So let's say Doc fails again. If Doc fails, he should get fired. I'm sorry. Like it's
Yeah,
over. Be an assistant at that point now, Doc, or just
yeah,
just retire
yeah. He might as well retire. I mean, what else?
because
He's still gonna get his money. So
you're not getting past the first round. Like they have to get past the first round. They have to kind of win the East.
win the East. Oh
I mean,
man,
you have to.
it's tough
Are you
because
gonna? Are you gonna? It's crazy. It is tough. It's gonna be tough. The East is strong.
yeah, because like Boston, the Bucks, and the Sixers. That's the top three right now. It's top three.
Yeah,
Boston, I'm the most iffy on because they're not consistent enough for
they're
me.
not. They're not. That coach is in over his head, man. He inherited a team, and good for him. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for another brother making it. But that's Ime Udoka's team, and this guy in press conferences, I don't really even remember the coach's name for the Celtics. I'm not going to lie to you, but he's kind of like, oh, they'll be fine. No, they're not fine. Something's
they're
wrong.
not. They're not fine.
Something's wrong. What's
You
up with their
know.
defense? Their defense went down a little bit. That's iffy.
Yeah, if he Tatum's inconsistent, like I don't know how that's gonna work out, but we'll see. But speaking of the Eastern Conference, a good transition would be Giannis Antetokounmpo, the second candidate.
Yeah,
Um, Giannis, you got the Bucks first seed in the Eastern Conference. He's been balling out this year. Obviously, the Bucks didn't have Chris Middleton for the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of been trying to get himself back into shape, and he missed a ton of games. But you look at Giannis' stats: 31 a game on 54% shooting, 11 boards, 5 assists. Best player, I think, in the NBA, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's the best player in the world. You heard Tatum. You heard those Tatum and somebody else said that Giannis is the best player in the league.
Yeah, it's he's already a top 75 player of all time, NBA champion, MVP winner.
When
He's
I
having
see
that.
Giannis, when I see people defending Giannis, I literally see him break away, Euro step, go to the basket. Even he's getting comfortable with this little mid range that he has in the paint. That pick and pop, he's getting really comfortable with that. And
Yep.
then he has like a little bit of a floater. He's kind of like a guard too, in a sense, the way he plays.
Yeah, he's
He
like a
plays like a
wing
guard.
slash center. Like it's crazy.
Exactly. And I see him break away from defenders, and I'm just like, what can you do about that? Like, you can't even blame the defender. It's like there's nothing you could do. He's
No,
the
you
best
got to
player.
build a wall. Yeah, you have to build a wall. That's the only way you can like slow him down. You have to defend him as a team and just hope the other guys are missing shots. That's really it. Like just build a wall, try to keep him out of the paint because you can't. He's like a freight train going to the rack. You can't stop him. And he's skilled too. Like he got the Euro and all that. One of
At
the best
7 feet.
defenders at 7 feet. One of the best defenders. Like in great shape. Never gets injured. Knock on wood. Like he's always healthy. He put the team on his back as
Yeah.
really the
That team
only
is kind of
star.
mid. That team is pretty
Yeah.
mid.
If you took him off that team, yeah, they wouldn't be the same. And
No,
I've
they'd
never
be in the
been,
lottery. Lottery.
yeah, I've never been a big Coach Bud fan. Like, but he's not. I think he's an overrated coach. If he didn't win that chip that year, he would have been gone already. Like
Yeah.
that saved his job. I don't really think he's that great of a coach. And Giannis is just, he has a great game. He had a 55-point game this season, and a bunch of like a few 40-point games. Like he's just been balling and putting the team on his back, like I said,
For
first
sure.
seed.
For sure. For sure.
Like, what do you think about like Giannis as far as his MVP case this year?
Um, I give the slight edge to Embiid, but Giannis wouldn't. If Giannis won it, I'd be okay because they are first in the East and well deserved. I mean, he is the best player in the league, but I'm sticking with Embiid still. Um, Giannis is probably third for me. I can't believe I'm saying that. He's third for me.
That's fair. I mean, the way that Jokic and Embiid are playing right now, and it's kind of crazy that three MVP candidates are big men, really, if you
Yeah,
think about it. Like back in the days, it was really just guards and wings for the most part. Like,
yeah,
like the bigs are taking over.
yeah. This
Um,
is like some '90s shit.
yeah, for real. Like the
Really
bigs are
like
kind
some
of
'90s
just,
shit. '90s shit, and then Jordan.
yeah. Basically, the '90s is like a lot of bigs and like Jordan, because like the guards and wings weren't as good as like the
Mm-mm.
centers and Jordan.
It was like Drexler was the second best guard in the league, and then
Yeah,
it
and
was
like
slim pickings after that.
yeah, you had Reggie Miller.
Yeah, Reggie.
Yeah, I think they
Reggie
started
was probably
coming.
third best guard in the league. That's crazy. I'm saying that.
Yeah, because Reggie is a Hall of Famer,
He
but
is.
like
It's just
he
Reggie.
just yeah, but he's not like he was. I don't think he was ever a superstar. I think he was a star player.
Yeah. In today's NBA, he'd be a second guy.
Yeah. I mean, he would eat in today's NBA just because
He
the
would
three
eat.
point shot. Yeah, he'd
But could
probably
he
be like a
win
Clay.
games? Would he win
He'd
games? That's the thing. He'd win a
he'd,
couple.
he'd be like Clay, like the second guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
like him and Curry together would have been insane. But like, you know what I mean? But he's not. He's not even the defender that Clay is. Also, so
No, he's
or
not.
was, I would say.
He's not. He's a good
So
defender, but he's not. He did develop a little inside game too. He was quick. Like Reggie was just lightning quick too. He can actually get to the basket, but people don't talk about that. They just talk about his shooting.
yeah. But on the Giannis tip too. I mean, the way they look with him just balling this year. No one wants to face them in the playoffs. I know that much. Like you know,
Giannis is such a good leader too because you see how everybody like grab like don't sleep on that team. We say they're mid, but like those guys wake the hell up when it comes playoff time. Look at Bobby. Brook Lopez had a good finals run, and people don't talk
True.
about him. He
Yeah.
was hitting a lot of shots and defending at the highest level. Brook Lopez.
Yeah. Drew Holiday always
Drew
interesting.
Holiday was good. Middleton was all right, right?
Yeah.
He played his
He had
role.
some big games in that playoff run
Yeah.
when they won the championship. He had big games.
There was somebody else. Grayson Allen did his thing, even though he's dirty and I can't stand him. Seriously, they had some guys who those guys wake the hell up when it comes to playoff time because these guys are together. Like, and I think they're following their leader, which is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and that's a good thing. He is to me, he's the best player in the league. But like I said, I got him third for the MVP race. But if he does win it, great. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it. I mean, well, I don't know. I don't think I can justify him getting it over Jokic or Embiid, but like as a third option, I
Yeah,
mean, I guess I could see it. Yeah, I mean, they're the first seed in the East.
yeah,
Playing mostly without their second best player for the season. They were iffy at points, I think, early on in the season, but
yeah.
they're back on track. They had like a 14 game winning
Game winning
streak.
streak. Yep. Yep.
They're looking really dominant. Like we were talking about earlier, the role players, everyone just knows their role. They know what they need to do.
There's no egos over there. It's Giannis's team or bust. It's
Yeah.
literally like get out of his way, give him the ball.
Yeah.
Be ready when he gives you the ball because Giannis is I want to say he's like top 5 passer in the league, easily, in my opinion. A guy that size just passing the ball the way he passes and his assists are up too. Like you got to understand, he does everything. He does everything.
Yeah.
He can. What do you want? You want 50 points? You want this footwork? You want these Euro steps? You want these random threes that I shoot in the corner? I'll give it to you. It's crazy. Like I saw him shoot a 3 and I was like, what the hell? Like, how do you guard that?
Yeah, and he
And
can
if they're
lock up.
going in and he's talking shit and beating his chest and feeling himself, it's a wrap for you.
Yep, and he can lock up the other team's best player too. Like,
It's crazy.
He could play.
Crazy. He's the best player in the league, and I can't believe I'm saying that. I thought he was a bust.
Yeah, early on, because he averaged like 6 a game his rookie year, but he got better and better every year.
Yeah.
And he's still like I think just entering his prime, so he's going to be even better. So it's going to be scary for the league.
Next up is Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, Nikola Jokic, Joker. He's having a amazing season as well.
Yeah.
Back-to-back MVP winner, trying to be the first three-peat since Larry Bird. You look at his stats, he's averaging 24 a game, 11 boards, and 9.9 assists, basically a triple-double. Basically. You could round it up. Greatest passing big man of all time.
Yeah, for sure. I remember when you first said it, I was like, but I thought about it, he is.
Yeah, because if you think about the great big man passers, you had like Sabonis, Vladdy, Divac. Sabonis' dad, not Sabonis today. Although Sabonis today is a good passer too, but I'll say his dad, Vlade Divac. I had Vlade before Jokic came in, and it's like the best passing big. But Jokic, like the passes that he makes are just amazing.
Yeah.
Because we never really had a center that could get you like 10 assists a game, like double-digit assists. We've never had that before. Like Vlade was a great passer, but he couldn't get you 10 a game. Sabonis can get you 10 a game, like. So for him to be able to do that is insane. He got the Denver Nuggets in the first place in the Western Conference. So I don't know. How do you feel about Jokic?
He's second for me. The reason he's second is because I don't like these games that Denver just loses out of nowhere. They have a powerhouse team. Their bench is nice. Their starting front is nice. Aaron Gordon's, believe it or not, he's actually doing well for his role. He's like the third or fourth guy, which is great. Yeah. Murray's a little slow for me. Michael Porter looks great. But if these guys, let's say they go far and they lose, they got to do something with the Murray and the Michael Porter.
Yeah,
To get
because
Joker over the hump, I think I would have loved Dame to go there. I kept saying this. I'm probably sure we've talked about this in other pod episodes. Dame should have considered the Mile High City, which is Denver. Go play with Joker and try to win a chip.
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I Jokic is one of my favorite players in the league. Super skilled, three-level scorer, just like Embiid. The biggest difference between those two, though, is I think the defense. Like Jokic isn't like guarding anybody or shutting anyone down.
Mm-mm.
Jokic also like I don't want to like kind of crap on him, but he doesn't really like scare anyone if that makes sense.
No,
Like a
you
Giannis
saw
or
him face
Embiid.
Embiid earlier this year. Embiid dominated.
Yeah, exactly. It's like people fear more like Embiid or Giannis coming into town than Jokic. Even though they're a great team and Jokic is like a superstar. Don't get me wrong. But he's not as good as defensively.
Mm-mm.
But super skilled. Like I said, only big men that can average 10 assists a game, like double digit assists per game.
He's
That's
second
insane.
for me. If they go to the finals, um, I would love to see a finals with Embiid versus Joker in the finals. I think that would be must see TV. Um, I think I got Sixers winning that, just because of like matchups and things like
Yeah,
that. I
I
don't
could
think
easily, I could easily see Denver losing in the first round too. To be honest with you, like
they could,
or the
they could,
second, they could.
they could. But
They
if they
can't
do lose
defend
the
anyone.
first round, do you agree with me? Michael Porter and this guy got to go and like
Yeah,
flip those guys for somebody else because you can flip. Those guys are valuable. You could flip those guys for somebody big time, like a Dame or I don't know, maybe talk to them about like maybe pry one of those guys. I don't know, maybe get Jalen Brown off the
yeah.
Celtics. Let's say the Celtics don't go nowhere. Maybe it's time to break that up. Um, maybe get Jalen Brown.
Yeah, I would love Jalen Brown on that team because if they lose in the first round or second round, like they need to shake things up.
Because now you got a wing who could defend and score. Jalen's a three-level scorer.
Yeah, that's the thing too, because they can't stop anybody. Like I was
They
watching
can't.
the next game, and like RJ was looking great against those guys. So like I mean, like they can't stop anybody. They don't have like a wing that could be like they could be like, hey, shut the opposing player down or do anything like that. They don't have that on the team.
I thought
So
it would be Michael Porter. Michael's just a scorer.
I feel like with Jokic, you kind of need to surround him with great defenders because he's not a great defender himself. Because like I feel like in the playoffs they're gonna try to put him in a lot of pick and roll action and try to like attack him offensively, and you can't really take him off the court because of what he does offensively. So I think you need to surround him with great defenders like a Jalen Brown or something like that. They need to figure something out because I mean maybe they can make it to the finals, but then I also wouldn't be surprised, like I said, if they lost in the first round. That's the thing with them. Of the three teams that, for the three MVP candidates, as far as their teams, of the three teams, I least believe in the Nuggets, just because we've seen this before. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
every year they look good during the season, and the playoffs come and they're not the same. And
Yeah. I mean, it's
because
just
even remember last year, Jokic kind of got like shut
exposed.
down. Yeah, he got shut down by Draymond at this point. This is not even like a prime Draymond defensively, so that tells you something. But as far as this season, I don't want to take anything away from him. He's playing really well. You can go either way between him and Embiid. Like I said, averaging a triple double, amazing passing. That's a lot of big games this year. Would you say he's top five player right now? I would say so.
Joker's top five. I got Embiid at maybe two or three, and then Joker is there, and then for me it's Giannis, Embiid, Luka Doncic,
Yeah, you gotta have Luka.
third, and then I got fourth KD if he's healthy, and then at fifth I got Joker, and at six I got LeBron.
Yeah, 5 for 5. I got Giannis, Embiid, Luka, yeah, and then I got Jokic fourth, and I think fifth. It's tough. I probably say KD, healthy KD, because I don't look at Tatum as a top five player. I'm
Nah,
struggling
Tatum's
to,
10.
yeah, I'm struggling to like, is he a superstar or is he a star? He might just be a star. I don't know if he's a
This
superstar.
year is critical for me. If they don't go to the finals and win, I'm going to I'm going to rethink a lot of things as far as Tatum because Pierce would have had them winning, and I don't like Pierce.
Yeah, me neither.
Think about that.
Yeah, because I don't know, man. Like we've said it in previous episodes, he's either really good or terrible. So for me,
Yeah, when he's terrible, it's like, did he even play? Was he hurt? You look to
yeah,
see like what's going on.
yeah. I remember in the finals how he looked last year. So this is big for him. If he's not like dominant in the playoffs runs, because like I feel like people kind of look at him like he's a KD, but he's not. Like he's
Nah,
not.
I've seen him drop 40 and lose.
Yeah, he's not that. He's not
He's
like a
not that dude.
KD.
I've seen him drop 40 and lose, and I've seen Brown drop 16 and not contribute anything. So it's like, where's their 1-2 punch? And then I seen Marcus Smart airball mad threes, and then this center is always injured. So it's kind
Well,
of like,
Robert Williams, yeah.
yeah, it's like, I mean, at some point you got to move on from this dude. He can't even stay healthy, and it's just concerning. What? How are they going to stop the Sixers? How are they going to stop Giannis? Like things like this worry me about the Celtics. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they're not the same defensively like they were last season. They just have a lot of question marks, like you were saying, Robert Williams. Marcus Smart doesn't even look the same defensively.
No,
So I don't know what's going on with that this year. But, 'cause Tatum was an MVP candidate early on in the season, maybe even leading. But,
he fizzled.
now,
He
yeah, he
fizzled
fizzled
out.
out big time, big time. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, those are the three candidates. As far as my pick, it's tough for me between Jokic and Embiid, but for the most of the season, I was on Jokic's side, but I'm slowly creeping up on the Embiid. I say Embiid for now is my MVP pick, just because of the way he's playing this year, as far as a big man leading the league in scoring. Has the Sixers, top three seed in the Eastern Conference. Easily the best player on that team.
I got Embiid also. Yeah.
I mean, doing what he's doing, like I said, there's only two other big men that ever like average over 30 a game in a season. I mean, it's really impeccable. And then like just from a scoring perspective too, like yeah, Jokic is getting more, is giving you like damn near triple double, but Embiid is scoring more too, and literally like 9 more points a game. So I'm gonna give the edge to Joel Embiid, but there's still the season's just coming to an end. A few more weeks in the season, so there's some things that may happen. We'll see how the rest of the season shakes out. But as of now, I got Joel Embiid. Hoping he finally gets one because it's been like he's been close literally the past 2-3 years straight. And
Yeah, he
I think
needs
it's
one.
just his time. He needs
Last year
one.
was ridiculous for me. I was so mad when you sent me that post.
Yeah, I think this will probably be the year that he finally gets it. People might be starting to get voters fatigue for Jokic. You know what I mean? Because there's
It's getting annoying.
yeah. Even though Jokic is, if he got it, I wouldn't be surprised or mad. He is playing really well, but I just think it's Joel's time. Like he has to win one. It would be a shame if he didn't win one, especially the way he's playing, because he kind of has that like, damn, what else do I have to do? You know what I mean, to get the MVP.
Yeah.
So that's big for him. So those are our MVP candidates.
Yeah.
Any last remarks on any of those guys?
No, but stay tuned. We got more stuff coming up. Obviously, the playoffs are coming up, and possible videos coming up too. Gonna get back into that. Regular weekend videos and things like that. You know, more for the fans.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be more active on social media.
Yeah.
But as always, check us out on social media at Pick and Pop Show on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. If you want to donate to the show, $sign Pick and Pop Show on Cash App. And until next time, guys, peace.
Peace.